Hello everyone! Let's talk in this video about wedding day tips every bride needs to know. My name is Lisa and I like to share with you my wedding tips, and I hope this would help you to organize the wedding you would never forget. So the first tip I want to give you regarding your guest list. So please invite only people you really love, you really want to see at your wedding, not someone you told you have to invite because it's polite, although you have never seen this person. It's your wedding, you really have to enjoy it. And looking back at the pictures, when you get them from your photographer, looking back at them in 10 years, you still have to remember the names of the people you invited to your wedding. So they're gonna be no strangers, I hope. Also, please take time to talk to each guest you invited. I know sometimes there are so big weddings that you have no choice to talk to each guest, but I think it's kind of a shame because you invite people to spend one of the most important days of your life together and you didn't find the time to speak to them. So the solution could be that you organize a dinner before the wedding day itself, where you really take time and say a few words to each of the guests, or you just do a smaller wedding and then the problem is solved. Then you have time to talk to everyone. So think about it. Regarding the guest book, I'm really a fan of guest book. So first, the guest book can keep your guests entertained while you're enjoying the day or while you're doing a photo shooting session, whatever. And on the other hand, for you, it's such a great memory to read those wishes from your guests after years. Another option, if you don't want to make like a guest book, what you could do, you could ask your videographer, in case you're hiring one, to film some short clips or make some short records of best wishes from your family or from your closest friends. And I'm sure you will enjoy watching them afterwards. In your turn, don't forget to prepare small gifts for your guests. Sometimes it's really a problem and maybe we need to talk about it in a separate video to collect some ideas regarding the small presents that you could give at your wedding for your guests. Something small they would take with them home back, and also maybe think about something that would last, would not necessarily be eaten or thrown away in a couple of days or weeks. Something they can take as part of your wedding day with them back home and then remember about your day. I'm sure they will, but some small gifts, they would definitely help. If your guests travel to your wedding, don't forget to organize for them overnight stay. Think about it in advance because it's actually depending on the amount of people who are gonna travel to your wedding. It could also add up to your decision where you actually want to make the wedding itself. In case you have a lot of travelers, then it makes sense, of course, to think about hotels who also provide some rooms for your guests. Normally they do discounts, so it could be also a good deal in terms of budget for you. And not only for the guests, think about yourself. Are you really want to travel to the venue, or you stay the night before and ideally after somewhere close to the venue, so that you have less stress, you could sleep longer in the morning and get ready on time. And so afterwards, believe me, you're gonna be very happy in the end of your day, but really tired as well. So you don't want to travel back home or somewhere else what takes hours drive or whatever. So think about where you're gonna stay overnight before and after the wedding ceremony or wedding celebration, as well as think about your guests. Another tip from me, sometimes guests want to bring flowers to your wedding. So at least in my culture, it's really a thing and it's something cultural, but probably you might experience something similar, that guests bring in flowers as a present or as part of the present to your wedding day. And then the question arises, what you're gonna do with them? Because yes, some venues they provide vases for the flowers, but think about that these flowers are gonna be really different. You don't want just place them somewhere, since they will spoil your pictures, they will spoil your videos. And if you are thinking about really organized wedding, then everything has to be thought about. So just find a place where you go, maybe it's a corner somewhere where first of all you will have some vases for the flowers, And also it has to be a place that would not be close enough, for example, to the place where you sit, where you're going to sit, so that it's not too much in your pictures. Or the best way is actually just to ask people, you guess, not to bring any flowers. That's what I did. And it worked out really well. I think it's actually much more convenient if someone wants to give you flowers as a present for your wedding, that they send them to your home and not bringing them to the venue itself. But for all these things, you could use your wedding website. So I highly recommend to make one in case you don't have, and there you provide all such kind of details for your guests. Let's talk about vendors a little bit. I think wedding coordinator, at least, if not wedding planning, but at least a wedding coordinator who would help you during your wedding day is really a must. Because you're not gonna do any organizational stuff during the wedding. You have to either ask someone among your friends or family members, or you hire a wedding coordinator. And I always go for the second option as an advice, because your friends and your family, they also want to relax, they want to celebrate this occasion with you and not, solving some problems which always happens, or thinking about something else apart from how they look and that they have to smile and congratulate you on this very special day. Another thing, don't forget to feed your vendors. This is also very often get forgotten. Like your videographer, your photographer, your wedding coordinator, they all need to eat at some point, and please organize this in advance. Think about when they are going to eat and what. If you have an outdoor ceremony, then maybe a reception and wedding dinner, think about the possibility to reuse the decor. Especially if we're talking about composition of fresh flowers, because they're pretty much expensive, and believe me, you can really reuse them really well between different locations. What I personally did, we had a really great compositions of fresh flowers in a big vases for the dinner time. And then afterwards, we also organized a party for friends at different location. So we just took all these flowers, so the person took who we hired to help us on the day, and they brought all these compositions to the new place. So we could basically save twice, because otherwise I would like to decorate the tables at my second place, but I didn't need to order new compositions. I could just reuse those we used during the day for the lunchtime. Regardless, basically, when your wedding are, always think about umbrellas and blankets, because it's gonna turn that it would be chilly, for example, in the evening, and then you would need some blankets for your guests. And it's honestly much more better to order something to rent in advance rather than ask the guests to bring some own stuff, because it would be always mismatched. And then, believe me, when you get your pictures back from your photographer, you will be very happy that you thought in advance about such small details as similar blankets for all guests, and then none of your pictures would look weird, or, it's always better if it's all matched and looks organized and nice. The same regarding umbrellas. Imagine if it's gonna be rainy and then everyone brings their own umbrella. One has pink, other green, another one red, whatever. So I'm not sure you would be that happy to see the pictures afterwards, or even, not necessarily the pictures, but the day you would feel. It's much easier if you choose something on your own and you just rent. Not necessarily buy, but you could rent, for instance. And if you do it right in advance, there are also many websites where you can order pretty cheap umbrellas and then use them, for example, as a wedding gift for your guests in the end. Don't forget to take lipstick and face powder with you during the day of your wedding, because absolutely a must that you will need if you want your pictures looks nice and your video clips looks nice. So you will need to refresh a bit your look during the day. And these two small things, in my opinion, are absolutely must that you should always have somewhere with you during the day. Another question, of course, like where to put them, but you should not think necessarily about like a small purse for yourself. But just think about the places where you're gonna be, maybe somewhere near the table where you're going to sit half of the day, or in case you're organizing a long dinner, or you ask one of your best friends to carry it for you, someone from the bridesmaid, for instance. I also want to talk about wedding shoes. Please, don't buy new one the day or week before your wedding. And even if you buy them in advance, please wear them in advance. This is absolutely important if you want to survive during the wedding day in your new shoes. Please, once bought, try to wear them at home. Even if they, get a little bit used, no one would see it under your dress, but you would feel much more comfortable during your wedding day. Don't forget, you have to wear them for the whole day ahead, and you don't want to suffer because of your legs pain in the end of the day. I also strongly recommend you not to leave everything, last minute things you have to do before the wedding, for the night before the wedding or for the evening before the wedding. It's, on the one hand, really difficult to think about and to make it happen, but you have to try, because the wedding day and experience starts not in the morning of the wedding, but it already starts in the evening the day before. And it would be such a great present for yourself if you could relax already the day before and just dream about the day that is coming soon, and already be in this happy and relaxed mood, so that you could enjoy the whole day ahead and not be stressed out doing all last-minute preparations the night or evening before. And last but not least, enjoy the day of your wedding itself, regardless how it goes. I'm sure it's gonna be just perfect, but it's never just perfect. You would always see something what would probably disappoint you a little bit, or what you would afterward think, oh, I should have done it differently. But it's your day, it's just one day, so it pretty much depends on how you feel this day. So just make you feel good, and regardless what happens, just enjoy this day and just have fun. Because if you would have fun, then all your guests would have fun too. And I think this is the most important about the wedding, that you enjoy the day, you're in love, and everyone is just happy about it. Thank you for watching this video till the very end. Let me know in the comments down below which tip you think the most valuable for you, and we see each other in your new videos very soon. Bye bye.